Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm Felice, and I'm married to this guy, the alcoholic addict.
Yep, that's me. We have a lot to talk about tonight. I want to go through our book. Obviously, we're going to get to that a little later. But first, we're going to talk about relapse prevention planning. If this is the first time you've joined the show, just know that this is a place where you can find, we're a bridge to a community that's greater than ourselves. If you need 24-hour support to help you through recovery at a young, early stage, if you're still drunk and high and you are desiring to get sober, we are a place that you can help walk you through all of that. We have a huge community that's just there ready to love on you. And we also teach relapse prevention. So today we're going to go through relapse prevention training, and I'll go through the whole story behind that. And go through what we got going on, and then we'll go into honesty and recovery, and then we're going to talk about the defining what abstinence is in recovery. What is abstinence? It's a big touchy subject because some people this day and age, I know AA back in the day was hardcore abstinence, no mind altering drugs or substances. And so this book kind of breaks it down pretty good to what abstinence actually is in recovery. So we're going to hit through that. So 2 times in my life, if you don't know who I am, I'm LT. And I hit rock bottom twice. Early 2000s with meth, and then later in my 30s, I became a raging fit the night blackout drunk. Had to check into a detox center to get off of whiskey, and then I checked into an IOP where I spent 5 months, and I had to write a relapse prevention plan to be able to graduate that portion of the treatment, working the 12 steps. I've gone through all 12 steps, and that brings me to who memorized the 12 steps. Remember, we talked about this last Tuesday. We're going to take this week and have somebody come on, if you dare to jump on here for 2 minutes, recite them from memory, and let us give you a hand, because that would be awesome. Like I said before, it's very beneficial, in my opinion, to memorize the 12 steps. And if you can, do it. And here's the kids to say hello.
Wanted to say hello.
There's Millie and Link, my daughter and my son.
They're pretty cute.
So if you do want to jump in and say the 12 steps from memory, give me a thumbs up. Felice is watching the comments, and she is writing down the Share Squad. Share Squad, this is the last week for that. On Sunday night, we're going to announce the 5 winners of the bookmarks, and we will have you contact us through email so that we can mail them out to you. Felice is writing them down. What?
So exciting.
Oh. But it's that portion of the show that I'm going to let Felice say hi to everybody in the chat.
I love saying hi to everybody.
And Marie Gurley, what's up with the angry face? Why'd you give us an angry face? Did your thumb slip? I know sometimes it happens.
It's okay if you're mad.
You mad?
We get it.
Bro Cephas?
It's my hair. She's mad at my hair.
Mm.
Merc. We have
what
a winner,
up, Merc?
winner.
How you doing, brother? First comment of the night.
And counting. You've been sitting there a while.
Misty Johns
Glad
and Christine, how are you?
Hello. Yes, Merc 1. Hello, Sky. Good day, everyone.
Hey, Des.
Coffee and donuts. Yummy.
Teeter.
Love Teeter.
What's going on? Big Hump. Making huge strides. Go ahead.
Did you get your bookmark?
Yeah, he did.
You did? I think you probably sent me a picture.
His voodoo bookmark. And there's Big Hump. Dude, you are making just leaps and bounds. I love the stuff you post in the Discord. If you guys don't know, we have these platforms right here. Obviously, YouTube and Facebook. And we have a private group in Facebook. Felice is going to post these in the comments. We have a Discord. And that Discord's where people really just can continually 24/7 post their progress, their questions, and get support 24 hours a day. We got a voice chat in there. I need help. You jump in that voice chat. Bam, we're face to face through the interwebs. And it's an amazing thing.
Yes, looks like Des and Teeter are getting donuts. Lucky.
Right on.
Jake
Brown, what's going on, brother?
Jake.
Hey, y'all remember I posted in the private Facebook group, what kind of video do you want to see come out of a 4-part series? We're going to be making and shooting a video this next few weeks on being present-minded, how to stay in the present moment, how to be mindful. Jake Brown is going to be featured in that video. He's going to show us what he does to be mindful. And we have a couple other people that are going to be in that video as well.
Hey, Mama.
Melissa, what's going on?
Hey, big brother.
What's up, Epi?
You recovery peoples?
Yeah, Bubby. JJ Johnson in the house, flipping us off.
Oh, there's my Raina love. Hi, Raina.
Hello, Raina.
You got to be real. Hey, Lish.
Lisha, there's the hiker. She's hiking like crazy.
You're hiking?
all the
Hiking's
time.
hard.
It is
I
hard.
bet your legs are so strong.
Guaranteed.
What up, Connie?
Connie,
Glad
what's
you're
going
here.
on? Glad you're here.
Tiara, nice to see
Tiara,
you.
good to see
Petey,
you.
happy 60 days, right? 60. Tell me if I got that wrong.
90, I think.
90?
I believe
6
it's
and
90.
9 backwards in my brain. But congratulations. Very proud of you. Alexis, hello. Oh, shoot.
I turned her down.
It's perfect. Spread that love.
Kyle.
You're so excited for Cassie.
Antoine.
I got you.
Finally got around my paper on the tornado. Missed you guys before I was skipping a lot because of T-Mobile is hey,
Power
I got
back
a whole
on.
story on
Yes.
T-Mobile. So we had Sprint. They merged to T-Mobile. We go in there to upgrade our phones, and they tell us, hey, if you guys are leasing phones, this merge is about to happen. You're not going to know when. It's just going to happen, and your full bill is due. And we're like, cool. Well, let's just make the merge over to T-Mobile right now. Well, we can't. We have to add you as new customers, and you have to change your phone number. I'm like, we've had our phone numbers for decades. You know everything that phone number is tied to? Yeah, but you won't get the promotions. Guess where we did?
And you still have to pay it in full.
Yeah, and then you still got to pay everything in full. And so guess what we did? We went right down the street to Verizon and switched.
Yep.
Soy la vie. We were with Sprint for at least 13 years. And they were the best in the nation. They had the most towers, and then they started selling them off. And 2 times they had to go to Congress to try to get out of or trying to be able to sell Sprint. And finally they sold off enough towers to where T-Mobile could buy them. And now Verizon's kind of the winner of all that stuff.
For a long time, they were the only one with unlimited, too.
Yeah, they were the first with unlimited. They had the whole family plans.
Yeah. Anyways, now we're Verizon.
Peace out, Sprint.
What up, Mark?
What's going on, Mark?
Hey, Michelle. I got you guys on the share squad. Hello, Facebook user. If you want me to say who you are, please let me know.
Tracy in the house. What's going on, Naomi? How you doing? You looked amazing the other night when we chatted over the voice. I loved it. Love it. Doing really good. I'm proud of you. Michelle.
Got you.
Right on. Got her.
Maria.
Congratulations to everyone. Yes. Right on. Merc. Yep. 100%. Verizon is king. Yes, sir. I am with you on that one. All right, you guys. So this is the backstory. We were in a Zoom meeting the other night. What's up, Marcus? Did you change your profile? Yes, you did. That's cool.
You relapsed, Marcus?
Oh, I didn't read the comment. I was looking at his face. You love y'all. Just an update on my relapse. I left the house, but this time for good. What do you mean for good?
Why you leave for good?
Well, it's a good thing we're talking about relapse prevention.
Yeah.
Because that's what we don't want. As drug addicts and alcoholics, we have to have a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's it. And you need to write it down. If you notice, the thumbnail on this picture was a blank piece of paper with a pencil, because you need to write it down. Don't put a note in your phone. Don't put a note on your laptop or your computers, or don't like, oh, I got a mental note. This brain, and it's an oak. I won't forget nothing. Write it down from your own penmanship. I know it takes I hate writing. The reason I hate writing things down is because pen and paper don't have spell check, and I spell like a first grader. But I don't care. I just go through it now because I can read it. I don't care if anybody else can read it. I can read it. Write it down in your own handwriting. Keep it close to you and add to it as you go. So we're going to get into this. So obviously we have another relapse here in Recovering Addict City, which is part of the game. I get it. Don't beat yourself up. We're here. We love you. And we just want to help. But we were in a Zoom meeting and somebody else also relapsed. I'm not going to say their name. I'll let her disclose herself in the comments if she wants to. And she was hurt. It was her freaking one of her good milestones, a good day for a milestone. And it just happened out of nowhere. Just one of those, oh crap. You never, ever know when a trigger is going to hit, when you're going to be confronted with a temptation. And boom, if it happens and you're not ready for it, you're going to fail. And it happens. We're humans. Our addict is waiting. It's like he's just like, you know, when you walk around a corner and there you see the movies, there's the guy with the bat. And as soon as he comes around the corner, he's like, I didn't even know the guy was there. That's what the addict does to us.
Yep.
We just all of a sudden forget to be cautious and start walking around the room and go through the door and pow, there's the freaking addict on the other side. Smacks you right in the forehead with the baseball bat. And that's what happens. So in this Zoom meeting, okay, so her name is Sky. She's hanging out in the chat if you guys want to give her some love. She's right in there, but she did the same thing, and it wasn't a full blown relapse. A relapse is when you go out and you just throw recovery out the window and you go straight back into just crazy addiction, right? Full blown. I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get my drugs and alcohol. I'm back into my addictive thinking. My personality is taken over. I only think about me. People, if they don't give me what I want, I have nothing to do with them. And you start pushing. That's a relapse, right? Now, a lapse is when I screwed up the next day. It's like your diet. Remember, we read this in the book. If you're on a diet, no sugar diet, and over the weekend you see some cookies and you chow down these cookies and oh dang it, and the next day you get back up and you're right back on your diet. Okay, it's the same type of thing, but if you throw your diet out the window, you end up going to the store and buying quarts of ice cream, and you're at the candy store and you're eating cheeseburgers. You know what I'm talking about. So that's what we're talking about, lapse versus relapse. Now, how do we prevent that? It's called relapse prevention planning. And if you are a part of Discord, you go into the recovery content. I put the link to this article that I'm going to go through, that we're going to talk about, so that you can actually read this for yourself. So my challenge to everybody, and I know we have a lot of new people here, is to grab a freaking piece of paper, grab a pen, start tonight. And you don't have to finish the thing tonight. Just get it started, and tomorrow work on it and get it started. And if you want to, I will set up a special Zoom meeting, and we can do it even on Saturday if we want to turn this next Saturday's 3:00 recovery Zoom into a relapse prevention reading. You could bring your relapse prevention plan by Saturday. You know what? Let's make that happen. That is the plan. Okay. If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. Number one. So number two, this Saturday at 3, it's going to be our recovery Zoom meeting, but the topic is going to be your relapse prevention plan. You're going to bring them to this Zoom meeting and you're going to read them. If you've never written one, write one. If you've written one, add to it and bring it. If you've written one and it's just spot on and it's helping you stay sober, bring it. And we're going to talk about it. Okay. So Saturday, plan on 3:00, relapse prevention. And so this article talks about what is relapse prevention. It says a relapse prevention plan that is written down can serve as a handy and concrete physical guide that can be referenced as needed. This plan is often discussed and ironed out during counseling and therapy sessions as part of the complete addiction treatment program. However, it can be created in any setting at any time. And so back to our story, we have a friend who joined us in Zoom on a milestone day. She's cleaning the house. She's going through the house, whatever happened. She runs across a pill. Within 2 seconds, boom, she swallows the pill without even thinking about it. I mean, I'll guarantee there was this 2 thoughts went through her head. This is going to be awesome. Do it. You deserve it. And the second thought at the same time almost was, no. And it happened. Didn't satisfy, didn't get high, didn't feel good, only regret and shame followed, right? Joins our Zoom meetings. So we challenge her, write down a prevention plan. And this is what she wrote. So she sent it to me so that I could read it here to you guys. So she wrote down the cons. It says, change the date. That sucks. That's the cons of a relapse. You got to change your sobriety date again. The shame, the guilt, embarrassment, regret. And it didn't even feel good. It didn't make me feel good, right? So the cons are also pros because it's a list that will help prevent. So thinking about the cons is going to help prevent next time. And then it goes on to say, so what happened? This is why she says she relapsed. This is kind of what she was thinking through, and she put pen to paper, which is a good thing. Why it happened. Wasn't present. Did not practice my habit of self-love. If she loved herself, I wouldn't have done this, right? Lack of confidence, doubt that long-term sobriety is for me. So she didn't have confidence in herself. She did not have a general plan. I like number 4. That's my favorite one she wrote right there in the setting and in the topic of discussion right now. So the future, she says, I don't feel comfortable calling someone, but it means it will be around longer, that I will be around longer. To something with the flush. But Sky, what I want to say is, as I was reading through this, it seemed more like you were writing journaling kind of on what you felt as you went through it, looking at some of the regrets, the pros, the cons. But what we're talking about when we say a relapse prevention plan, we're talking about setting up and looking at specific things and your plan to counteract these specific things. And so that's why I really want to hit hard on what is relapse prevention tonight. Um, because a plan can serve as a blueprint to fall back on in our times of stress. It's reminding us of our options in that moment and your goals for moving forward. It can keep you accountable and focused on recovery. Relapse prevention plans are highly personal, tailored to your own specific circumstances, triggers, and needs. Okay. So, creating this, how do we create a relapse prevention plan? We looked at what the thoughts are that she gave us. And those were just kind of, which is very good. I think those journaling type of thoughts to go and think through what you are actually, what actually happened. And it's a good thing. And I think you should think back maybe even 2 weeks longer. Where did I start going off? Remember, we're on the road to recovery, on the road to relapse. And I think where Sky failed here, and the reason she took this pill is because she did not have a plan. I think she was working her program. I think she was making all the changes. She has no more stress in her life than any of the rest of us. I think she just had failed a plan. And part of the plan has to be things you don't see coming. So let's get into this. A relapse prevention plan will future a concrete course of action, outlining coping mechanisms and ideas for managing cravings and triggers in times of stress. The plan can be amended and added to as time goes on and things need to change. So you should always be looking at your plan, always be going through your plan, and you'll face some things like, whoa, I didn't think about that. Or you'll be in a group setting and somebody will say something, oh, I didn't think about that. I'm going to add that to my plan. So it should always be evolving. The more detailed your plan is, the more likely it is to be helpful during a variety of situations and events. So a good plan might include these relapse prevention strategies. And that's what we're going to go through. Is there anything we need to look at in the comments?
Yeah, I want to touch back on Marcus. He said, I still don't know what I'm doing. Just can't stop now. I want to turn myself in, but I'm looking at time.
Well,
you're never going to recover, Marcus, if you're
so
not honest.
If you're, 100%, you have to be honest in recovery.
You need to hold yourself accountable.
If you're looking at time, if you turn yourself in, are you looking at time anyway? I mean, are you on the run and it's just a matter of time they catch you? Because if you're on the run, you might as well just get it over with, bro. Because it's only going to be worse if you're like absconded or something like that. Or if you're just waiting to get clean and then turn yourself in and hope that you won't get in trouble for being dirty. But my suggestion is give it up to God. Trust in your higher power. You made a will. If you're working your 12 steps, go through 1, 2, and 3 again. Go through 4 and turn yourself in the door.
Surrender, Marcus.
You got to surrender, brother.
Eventually, you got to surrender.
What's up, Josh Beam?
Your
Good to see you.
Stop could be death, and I would hate to see that, Marcus.
Jails, institutions, and death. That's what we face. I've been to 2. I've knocked on death's door quite a few times. Let's not do that.
And Teeter, be careful at your new job working at this bar. This sounds sketchy. You say it's dishes and cleaning things, and I'm glad you have a plan. Be careful.
You, Teeter, I expect a relapse prevention plan because of the job that you're taking. I expect it. And on top of expecting one from you, I want to see it. And I would love to go personally, just me and you, over this prevention plan, because you are definitely going into a high risk situation, which sometimes this can be done, but with people like myself, I wouldn't do that. But if it's a cleaning job, the place is closed down and you're doing it just to catch this thing up to a health code, and then it's just a temporary thing, this is something we can work through, I believe. So me and you, Teeter, we're going to be going really tight here the next few weeks. So a good plan, a good relapse prevention plan might include these relapse prevention strategies. 1, you want to look at specific triggers. 2, you want to look at tools, methods for coping with stress and triggers. You want a healthy lifestyle, strategies, and self-improvement ideas. You want a maintenance plan for your daily life, a maintenance plan. You get healthy and you have to maintain that. It's like your car. You're putting oil in it. You're making sure the tires are filled, windshield wiper fluid, blinker fluid, all that kind of stuff you want to maintain. And then you want to get into accountability methods, and then you need goals. Okay. If we have time, I will read my relapse prevention plan that I wrote to get out of treatment. It's sitting right over here. So, a relapse prevention plan template. Like I said, the link to this is in the Discord if you want help writing your relapse prevention plan, because Saturday we're going through it. So, the following is a helpful step-by-step guide to follow when writing a relapse prevention plan. Step 1, identify your personal goals in recovery and your motivations for positive change. Afraid of the probation officer, bro? Felice is choking to death over here on water. She gone. So a relapse prevention plan, okay? It is individual, and it will not be the same for everyone. It is important for you to think about what you want out of recovery and what your own personal goals are for the future. So what changes are you willing to make? Okay, think about that. Are you willing to do whatever it takes for your recovery? Are you willing to turn yourself into a probation officer that you're scared of? Are you willing to quit a job or not take a job? Are you willing to tell your mom and dad, I can't talk to you anymore because you're toxic to my recovery? How about children? You know what I mean? I'm looking at the big, scary stuff. Really, how willing are you for your recovery? What changes are you willing to make? And what are your motivations for making them? For instance, things like keeping a job, making amends and improving relationships with loved ones, constantly fulfilling family obligations, becoming physically healthier, or enhancing self-esteem can be a great goal to strive for in recovery and things to include in your plan. So think about those things. Identify your personal goals in recovery and motivations for positive change. Write some things down. Okay. And we're going to get into some examples of these here after we go through these 5.
Got the recovery ghost. That's right. I felt it. I was out there dancing around. I did the breathe drink.
Number 2 is make a plan to manage cravings and triggers by naming specific challenges and methods for overcoming them. So a trigger is something that can cause stress and potentially induce cravings to drink or use drugs. Each person will have their own. You're your own person. You're going to have your own specific set of triggers. So they may be used to cause certain events. They may be caused by certain events, places, people, or circumstances. My triggers have been, the most recent ones is in the shop when like I told you before, I opened the shop door, going in there to clean up some stuff, and it was like, where's my drink? Just little things like that. If we went out to the beach the other day and it felt like my drink was missing and we're just sitting there at the beach, just things like that for me have been triggers. But as soon as I voice them, it just kills them. And that's part of my plan. Part of my relapse prevention plan is when I feel these triggers in these situations, either events, places, or even people and circumstances, I voice it immediately. So for instance, you may frequent certain places where you always drink beer with your buddies, and these people and or places may need to be avoided, at least for a while. Stress is a neutral part of life, and it is important to have coping mechanisms and tools in place for managing it in a healthy manner. So what specific things will be the biggest challenge for you personally, and what can you do to manage them? This says to come up with relaxation techniques, stress management ideas, coping strategies, and include these in your plan as a reference for you to look back at. Number 3, find ways to improve self-care and maintain a healthy lifestyle. And now I've just recently, I'm on week 4 of my life change as far as health goes. And I'm telling you, it is another rocket booster on my recovery, my mentality, and my physical well-being. I feel better all the time. And because of that, my mood has stopped going like this to going like this, a little bit more leveled out. And that's the key to us addicts. We have to balance life. If we're up and down, that's when we go nuts. That's when we start craving usually, right? But if you can figure out how to get that wave just a little bit softer, a little bit smoother, it's going to be easier on your recovery. Now, life's not easy. I'm just saying easier. So it can be very beneficial to set up a daily ritual for maintaining physical health, such as structured sleep schedule, plan for balanced meals, and a fitness regime. Getting enough sleep and eating healthy can aid in setting up a strong foundation to build from. Being physically healthy can help you have a clearer mind and feel less stressed, as well as increased self confidence. And that's absolutely true. You start feeling good. I feel stronger now. I remember when I first, when actually the last year and a half of my drinking, I avoided picking up anything over 45, 50 pounds because my legs and arms would get all weird and shaky. I could feel my muscles didn't have the right fats, carbs, and nutrients inside them to make them work properly. And then it took, what, 10 months now? And now I'm into recovery, where here at SOAR, the School of Addiction Recovery, we have a podcast on Saturday mornings. On Facebook, we're live, and YouTube, we're live there. And it's a holistic approach to this 12 steps. They love the 12 steps. Dustin Hawkins is the founder of this place. He's always pushing spirituality and the physical health and nutrition side of it. All three are connected. And his holistic approach to the 12 steps, the spiritual and the physical, it's doing this, man. He said something the other day. We were out last night. We went out to Pineview, had a little AA meeting, and he's like, do you guys ever wake up and just say, hey, I'm going to be a spiritual cat today? Today, I'm going to be spiritual. And you start your mind in that set, and boom, it works. So thanks, Dustin. That was awesome.
Jake, so I had a quick question for you.
Are you doing 205 on your front squat? Yeah, absolutely. I hit 225 on bench today, 5 reps.
Oh, we got a 90 dayer. Arno!
90 days? Oh, brother, this is for you, okay? I have little special videos just for that. And this is for you, brother. Very good, man. Keep going.
Congratulations!
Proud of you.
That's amazing.
Oh, not a question. Yes, brother. Now I'm doing 205 on the front squat. I get you. I'm with you now, bro. I'm with you right here. All right. So number 4, prepare communication tools and set up a support system. Communication tools. I always think, because it was the very first thing I started hearing in NA and AA, was your phone's going to weigh 1,000 pounds. And that is absolutely true. So the people around you can be great resources in recovery. Surround yourself with people who support your goals. Why? We recover better together. It's my motto, because I haven't seen people that run away from the group of recovery. And I'm not talking about go find your local AA and be there every night. Go find your local NA and be there every night. I'm saying definitely be a part of it, but find a good group that their recovery is their goal, and get integrated with them, because education begets education. Fitness begets fitness, right? You are birds of a feather flock together. Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. All those cliches, right? Get into a support group who support your goals, because they're going to lift you up when you fall down. That's why 2 is better than 1. The people around you can be a great resource in recovery. Surround yourself with people who support your goals. Peer support and 12-step groups can be highly beneficial during recovery to aid in relapse prevention. Now, here's something out of the Journal of Addictive Disorders. It indicates that people actively participating in AA, NA, Crystal Meth Anonymous, any of the A's, any of these 12-step type programs, or any programs that are helping you live up to your values, were more likely to remain abstinent over those who did not. Imagine that. And that's what scares me about you, Marcus, right now. You've isolated yourself away from a group, and the ones that are going to accept you now, and I don't know how I even explain what I'm trying to say, but people in recovery are going to push you to doing the right thing. So the places that are going to let you hide are not going to be places that are going to be beneficial to your recovery. Because I know if I was on the run from my probation officer, where I would go, and it wouldn't be to my grandma's house, who's, sweet and lovely, or I wouldn't go to the AA or NA, or I wouldn't go to a a rehab center. I would go to the drug houses because they're all about hiding it out, not snitching, hiding, running. So I mean, the places where you can go and where you should go, really think about that, brother. It can be helpful to have people you can talk to when you need it. You got to have somebody to talk to, just like we've learned in our Staying Sober book. Get it off your chest. Think about ways to communicate effectively and ask for help when you need it. You got to get help. And Sky, you did the right thing in our recovery meeting. You did exactly right. None of us are, you know what? Even though you feel the way that you felt, none of us were embarrassed by you or for you. None of us were ashamed of you. None of us were disappointed in you. It actually grew and increased our love for you because it gave us a chance to help lift you up out of this darkness you were feeling. And I seen it in the eyes of the other people that were in our recovery group as they commented to you. And you did the right thing. You messed up, bummer. But you came right back and you told on yourself, you got it off your chest. And now we're moving forward. And now you've helped actually give a ton of content to the show tonight, because I think we got a lot of new people who need to understand. You've done your IOPs, you've done your 12 steps, you've done this, you've done that. Now what? It's relapse prevention time. This is where we make a plan and we stick to this plan.
I guess it's time for you to make some friends, Kyle. Put yourself out there, man.
What do you say?
You said, what if I don't have any friends?
Yep. You can make friends, brother. You've made ones with us.
Mm-hmm. Seem like a real cool guy.
Yeah, we're not local to you, but you do what you got to do, man. All right. And then lastly, number 5, before we start getting into examples, is devise strategies to keep yourself accountable to the plan. Now you have a plan. It's written down. It's on paper. What is going to hold you accountable? Better have a plan for that. So come up with methods and ways to help yourself be successful. Things like setting small, attainable goals and rewarding yourself for positive progress. Make a list. When it says make a list, grab paper, grab pen, and write. Shut off the thing. Turn your phone on silent. Put it on airplane mode if you have to. Turn off the TVs and get into recovery. Get into yourself. Get into your head, right? Think. Use your brain and sit down. Meditate. Yell at the higher power if you need to. What do I do? What do I say? How do I feel? And then just kind of, and give it a few minutes. I know I always get apprehensive when I start reading a book, or if I start getting into my studies, or if I'm trying to write something and create. For the first 2 or 3, 4, 5 minutes, it's just like this struggle. Like, I ain't got nothing. And I'm almost getting pissed, But then after 5 minutes, all of a sudden I've gotten a couple things written down, and all of a sudden you get in this little zone. You got to just push through, get into that zone, undistracted, and just let it flow. Before you know it, 20, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour and a half will fly by. So make a list of things that you're thankful for, and some of the reasons for remaining sober. Keep this as part of your relapse prevention plan to remind yourself what you are working for. What are you working for? And this will help keep you motivated. What are you thankful for? What are you working for? And write it down. That's going to help you remain motivated. A lot of people, when they go on a diet, they'll stick pictures of fit people up on their fridge, right? That's my motivation to not reach in this fridge right now. Instead of reaching in this fridge to grab a snack, I'm going to go over here and drink me a giant cup of water. And that's going to help give you a little bit of the satiation of fullness, right? It's going to help you through. So in the same respect, consider a list of consequences as well. This is almost playing the tape through. If this happens, what's going to happen? Write down what may happen if a relapse does occur. What will happen? Think about this in your life. If you relapse, will you lose your job? Could you lose your house? Could you lose your family? Could you go to jail? Some of these things we don't think about in the moment right before we relapse. We have blockers, blinders, right, that go right around us. We turn right back into that old addict in denial. And until we snap out of it after we've already relapsed and realize, oh, crap, what have I done? It's too late by then. Let's not get there. Let's make a plan. Let's stick to it. So a list of potential consequences of addiction can serve as a reminder of why sobriety is the better option. And then I'm gonna let Felice go through these comments here for a second, and then we're gonna talk about relapse prevention plan examples. Everything we just learned, we're gonna look at some examples. So hopefully this will spark some things. I hope you guys got a pen and a paper tonight, and I hope to see Saturday a bunch of you join us in recovery. I will read mine that night, and I'm actually gonna go through mine and add to it because now that I'm this far down the road in my sobriety, there are some things after reading this, after just living life in sobriety, I need to add to mine. And so Saturday, I will add to mine and I will read it. And I really would love to see you there. That's going to be the focus of Saturday's recovery meeting is bring your relapse prevention plan. This is no joke. This channel, this right here, this whole thing, every platform we're on is dedicated, seriously dedicated to helping you not go back to that crap. And if you take advantage of it, it will help, because it's not just me spouting off at my mouth about some things I've experienced, right? Because yeah, I've experienced some stuff, but if I'm not educated and learning from other people and books and articles and listening, and we bring all this to the table and we actually constructively work on it together, we will succeed.
Did you knock on the wall?
Oh, sorry, babe. I was going like this.
She's
Next
like,
time, babe.
And just a reminder, there is a question on Discord for the live.
Oh, we got a question for the live. Oh boy, there is.
Yeah, from Antoine.
Oh, Antoine. Oh,
Antoine.
sweet. Sorry,
Dang it,
brother. I
the
didn't even
neighbor's
notice it.
name's Anton.
Well, dang it. I didn't get to do my cool thing.
That's why I tried to warn you.
I recently purchased a house. This is from Antoine. I recently purchased a house and I live alone. It has made it harder for my recovery. Any recommendations? Yes, it's exactly what we're talking about right now. Write a relapse prevention plan. Number 1, right now, tonight, tomorrow, work on it. Work on this thing until Saturday and join us in that recovery meeting on Saturday at 3. If you guys cannot make it and there's enough people, well, you know what? Even if it's just one, I will set up a personal one-on-one with you. Reach out to me through Discord. You can email me. You can hit me up on Facebook. It doesn't matter. It all comes to this stinking phone. If you need to walk through one, and I'll do that with you. But alone, brother, that's the part we don't want, right? As alcoholics and addicts, isolation's not our friend. So I would Google anything local to your area and start making friends in the recovery community. Go to a rehab center like the one I'm sitting in right now and just volunteer. Hey, is there something I can do here just to get to know people? You know, just anything you can do to put yourself in the recovery community, I would go that way.
I want to just shout out Petey because I was way off. Sorry, Petey.
Jeez.
We're here. 6 months.
That's bad.
Yes.
That is awesome.
You got your driver's license reinstated. Not bad. That's awesome.
$175. But when I got to the DMV to do that, I gave the lady my license and told her that I was there to punch my DL. And she looks at me crazy and asked me again. Told her again, politely tells me that I never got suspended, that they were still valid. Oh, man. I politely apologized and then I thanked God. Beautiful, brother.
Still valid. That's amazing.
All right, you guys, you know what time it is. Let's bring up the Cassie. What's up?
Hello.
Good evening, my recovering addict family. How are you guys
doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
2 thumbs up.
Liking the studio?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, you're
Giddy,
so
excited, pumped.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Good for you. Good for you. Excited.
Yeah.
And Felice, you love it too?
Yeah, that's nice.
So what is like the big difference from doing it like at home and there?
Well, I'm integrated with another nonprofit. It's called SOAR, School of Addiction Recovery.
Yes.
And they have, it's basically an IOP. And now I've joined forces and I'm helping them with their outreach, their marketing, and then I'm producing their podcast and their live YouTube and Facebook stuff.
So Grandpa said that he heard you this morning or yesterday morning. When was that? Did he hear you in the morning? Do something in the morning?
That was Saturday morning. Yep.
Okay, because he heard you. He called me this morning, like, oh, I heard LT this morning, and that's just like a sermon. I didn't have to go to church. I just listened to him. He is so good. I'm gonna write him a letter. He said he was gonna write you a letter. I was like, maybe I should just take him, bring him on live with me instead of writing the letter.
Dude, that would be awesome.
How's
So
he
okay,
doing?
so I told you he fell. So he fell
Yeah.
and he broke 3 ribs, fractured his spine, and he has blood on his no, fluid on his lungs. But he's fine. He's driving, he's back home, he's eating healthy, he's doing good, he's really good. So, and he's trying to put together this whole boot jack thing that he's gonna try to call you and tell you about LT, but we'll talk about that off air.
Sounds like Grandpa.
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe I could just try to ask him to tell a story. If I can just 10 minutes, maybe if he can do it in like 10, 15 minutes, like to tell a story maybe about, I don't know, the ranch, the boys ranch or something like that, but bring him
That
on
would be
live.
fun.
That way he can see the whole gist of it live instead of just like the video like we did before.
That would be fun.
Yeah? Okay, good.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. Hi, Miss Sherry. How are you? Hello, everyone. You guys are so sweet. I love you guys so much. Okay, so tonight, this one's a little bit long, so I wrote it down, but I really like this one. Okay? So this one says, I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sail to always reach my destination. And that was from Jimmy Dean.
Ting.
Yay.
Pow, pow, pow.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
So that's that. All right. I love you guys so much. So I will talk to Grandpa, and maybe the next one I'll bring him on with us. Okay?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Bring it together, and we're going to continue to spread that love.
Right.
Mwah. Love you guys. Good night.
Love you. Bye.
Hashtag bring Grandpa on. You know it, Mert.
Bring Grandpa. I love
He's
it.
such a tough old man.
Tough. Box of
He's
nails.
like, I'm fine. I'm gonna go build me a business.
I'm gonna go box someone's ears in. My grandpa is a tough man. That's crazy. So Antoine, I hope that helped answer your question. It's the isolation, and it's relapse prevention. Tonight is a answer to a ton of questions. If you are wondering what you should do in the future, you haven't written a plan. And I want to get into these real quick. We're obviously not getting into our book like I thought we would, but this is important, man. So a relapse prevention plan can serve as a way to improve all aspects of life and hold yourself accountable. All aspects of life. Number one, we need to be held accountable, right? Listen to Des. Look at this. This guy's always, and this guy has a ton of wisdom, and he's going to tell you how it is. In recovery, we need people to tell us the truth.
Yes.
Harsh truth from a good friend is better than kisses from an enemy. You know what I'm saying? And Des is just that. And I hope to be that in your guys' life as well. So Des says, if anybody wants to talk about relapse plan, he's available in Discord. He is. If anybody wants to chat, I have not released, but I have to make a lot of sacrifices to do this. So basically Des knows what he's talking about. So please do join this Discord, get into this community. If you want to recover, jump in head first, get involved locally, but locally is not always instantly available to you. The way that I look at recovering addict is we are recovery in your pocket. We are instant recovery support.
Hashtag Des is awesome.
Hashtag Des is awesome. Yes, I agree, Aubrey.
Molly coddling. That's a new word for me. I will use it.
Yes, I love it. And Aubrey too. Can't forget about our mates over there. All right. So the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services, the SAMHASA, publishes that being aware and taking note of early warning signs. Listen to this, y'all. Publishes so that being aware, taking note of early warning signs of stress can be extremely helpful in working to prevent relapse. In addiction, having a strong action plan in writing can be a great resource. The action plan should offer guidance and be a tool for accomplishing and holding fast to your goals in recovery. So here's some examples. Number one we went through was personal goals for self-improvement. So you could write something like this. I want to be more physically fit, and I will work to take better care of my body. You know what? We pray to our higher powers. You know what one of my prayers have been lately? God, forgive me for the way I have treated this vessel you've given me. Let me go on to the future and taking care of it the way that I should to honor you.
Uh-huh.
Number 2 in this is something else you could write. I wish to regain my position at my job and will work toward being a better employee and more financially stable. Another thing you could write is I will attend anger management classes. Who needs some anger management classes? I know about 80% of you do. I've talked to you. I know. Just kidding. No, reals you
That's
do.
some of that tough love.
Aubrey. So I will attend anger management classes. You write this down, right? I will attend anger management classes to work staying calm and controlling my emotions and my temper. I'm going to work on this. I'm writing this down. This is my plan. If you don't make a plan, you're going to fail. How do people build businesses? They come up with a plan, right? There's that parable in the Bible that says a guy went to build his house, ran out of money, and everybody laughed at him because he didn't count the costs. He didn't write down a plan and then ended up failing. Here's something else you could write. I want to make amends with friends and family members who have suffered as a result of my addiction and seek to improve these relationships, right? Steps 8 and 9 right there. And then for triggers and potential challenges, number 2, you could write some things like this. A trigger could be going to the bar after work. Not going to do that no more. Hanging out with Joe and Bob, who are still drinking heavily on a regular basis. Sorry, guys. I love you. You know I love you. And you write this down. I'm not going to hang out and put myself in a high-risk situation. And write down the people and places and things that could possibly be high risk for you, and make a commitment that that's where you will not attend. And when your friends call you, they should know you're in recovery, so they're not calling to tempt you. That's closing back doors. Financial difficulties and work-related stress. You're going to work to get your finances under control. Well, I'm going to write that down. Work-related stress. I'm going to figure out how to take work one day at a time and not stress out about it. Parties, social activities where there will be alcohol. Those are triggers. And these triggers right now are just you're writing these down to become aware. Think about what could possibly trigger you. That would trigger me. Let me write that down. Troubles with my partner and strife in my home. That would trigger me. For me, I think I wrote down boredom, isolation, doing mundane things over and over again. That stuff was some of my triggers. And then you can write bullet points to combat these triggers. What are we laughing at?
Teeter and Aubrey.
Oh. All right. Then, so number 3, methods for coping with stress and minimizing these triggers. So you could write this down. I will use relaxation and mindfulness meditation techniques when I'm feeling stressed. You start getting anxiety, you start having stress, those those chemicals from your brain are dropping in and your heart rate starting to flutter. That's a sign that you're stressing out. You control that through meditation. You can just sit and meditate on some good positive gratitude, read a good book, pray, do things like that. So after work is another thing. Here's another thing you could write. I will, after work, go straight home and I will avoid the bar as well as friends who do not support my sobriety. Did you hear that? I'm not going to put myself in a high-risk situation, and I'm going to avoid friends who do not support my sobriety. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have friends that are not in support of your sobriety, they're not your friends.
True.
Another thing you can write down, I'm going to do this. I will attend 12-step meetings at least 2 or 3 times a week. I will not, or here's another thing you write. I will take non-alcoholic beverages to party and social gatherings. Diet Coke, Sprite. Sprite's been a huge one for me. Instead of taking your usual 12-pack of beer or your hidden bottle of whiskey in your pocket, you take a 12-pack of Fresca and you go to the sober party with that, right? And I mean sober party. You don't go to high-risk parties anymore. Here's one that some of you can do. I'm not very good at this one, but every day I will spend at least 20 minutes on self-reflection and keeping a journal. The self-reflection part I do, but my journaling, I'm not good at all. I do if I need to. If it's a high stress moment for me, I definitely write things down. I keep them in my big book, uh, and I do spend 20 minutes, and I usually spend a few minutes a day. I think I even put in my relapse prevention plan that I was going to set my alarm. This was my relapse prevention plan. I'll read it to y'all. That I was going to set my alarm for like 10 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock at night, and take those two times to stop for 5 to 10 minutes and self-reflect on the few hours prior and change anything that needed to be changed. It's 6 o'clock, stop 5-10 minutes, reflect on anything that happened within them 6 hours prior and change anything. And then right before bed, same thing. So you're setting yourself up for 3 times a day. You wake up out of bed, you get yourself on the mind. I'm going to be a spiritual cat today. I'm going to work on my recovery. I'm going to read my relapse prevention plan. So your mind's already in recovery at 10 o'clock a.m. You stop. Am I holding up to my commitment that I made this morning? If not, bam, you make a change. Work until 6. Live your life until 6. Look back. Am I living up to that commitment? If not, change. 6 till bedtime. Do the same thing. And at 10 o'clock, make amends. Do a step 10. You should be doing step 10 all day, but you know what I mean. Be aware of yourself. Write this down. I will do something fun for myself at least once a day. That's a good one. I will do something fun for myself at least once a day. That could be anything. What's fun? It's subjective. That's what's fun to you. Today, for fun, I worked out and I enjoyed it very much. You can write this down with your methods for coping. Okay. If I get into trouble, I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to call a mentor, a family member, or a support person. If you get in trouble, Marcus, you did a good thing by letting us know. Join us in the Discord and let's talk through and help you get through what you're about to go through, brother. All right. So then what you can write down under daily life and self-care plans. I will eat healthy and a balanced meal. Be sure to drink enough water. Write this down. I will strive to get at least 8 hours of solid sleep each night. You're striving. Okay. That means you're trying. That means you're shooting for it. It's a goal. I'll join a gym and plan to exercise 3 times. If you can't join a gym, you can do enough body weighted push-ups, sit-ups, go on a walk. If you're even older and have bad health, you could do a little tiny walk. You could even sit in a chair and just pump your arms back and forth. Just something to get your blood circulating and get you breathing a little bit deeper oxygen. How about I go for a walk each day? Write that down. Emotionally, I will work toward being more aware of my own feelings and needs and take the time to check myself throughout the day. That's what I was talking about. And then your support system. Write down my support system. And then you're going to write down a bunch of ways that you're going to count on this support system, what this support system is, and where this support system is. Support system could be a peer counselor or a mentor, members of a 12-step group, family members, sober friends, mental, medical, and a substance treatment provider. And then consequences, gratitude, and accountability of action. I'm thankful for my family, and I wish to be a good partner and parent. My job, my financial stability depends on me remaining sober and in control. I may lose my job and be able to live at home if I'm not sober. That's a consequence. Here's another consequence. My physical health is directly related to my sobriety. If I drink, I will get sick and be unable to take care of myself and others. And write this one down. I understand that my recovery plan is a promise to myself and my loved ones to remain sober and to be the healthiest version of myself. And then sign the dang thing. I understand. Write this down with your own hand on paper. I understand that my recovery plan is a promise to myself and to my loved ones to remain sober and to be the healthiest version of myself. And that word healthiest has to do with mind, body, and soul. You got to take care of your mind, and that's through education, rethinking, and relearning, and filling in, taking out the old and replacing it with positive new. Your soul, your connection with your higher power, and then your body, right? Healthy water, food, walks, exercise. The healthiest version of yourself, because this is about self-mastery. And then sign the thing. And one thing I think they missed in here, and something I really want to hit on is, what do you do when you get hit with something you weren't expecting? Sky didn't expect to find a pill that day. She didn't have a plan either. So what is your plan? What would you do if you think of anything that can happen unexpected to you? Say you're at a friend's house. It's a sober party, right? You're having a barbecue. Nobody's brought beer. Nobody's brought any alcohol. But from their last little party they had before, they have some brownies on the table that have been mixed with weed. And you grab one and eat it, and all of a sudden you've ingested marijuana. Uh-oh. That's not a lapse, right? But you've ingested it. What do? Do you have a plan for something like that? If you order a vodka, or if you order a Sprite and they bring it spiked with vodka on accident to you at your table, and you drink alcohol all of a sudden, and you're like, whoa, this has alcohol in it. You dump it out. What's your plan? I mean, I'm talking unexpected things. If you come across a bag in your house, what are you going to do? I know Sky said she's having friends over to help sweep her house, and that's a good thing to do. That's support system. That's taking extra care, and that's a proactive approach to sobriety and recovery, which is very commended. And what are you going to do if one of your buddies comes over with a 12-pack of beer that you haven't seen for 4 years, expecting to hang out and drink? Think of anything unexpected that could happen and have a plan for that.
That's right. They're asking about the 12 steps.
Who?
PD and Big Hump.
Okay. Who wants to join and do it? I'm going to put the link in the description.
Ooh, and I shared that link right there for the relapse prevention plan. I shared it on the Discord and in the Facebook group. So if you guys need examples for the Zoom meeting Saturday, you can review that article if you want.
And if you need to get a hold of me anytime, I'm always here on the computers and stuff. Discord's probably the quickest way to get a hold of me. Except for between the hours of like 6 and 8, I'm working out and I'm with my recovery group here at night. Other than that, it's a pretty quick way to get a hold of me if you want to. And I know that Alicia and Merck and Dez and Aubrey and Cherie and a bunch of these people who have got some good sobriety under their belt, they would love to hear from you too. If you need any, I mean, just throw the question out there. A bunch of people will answer. Discord's a good place. So if anybody wants to jump on here and say the 12 steps from memory, they are right there. Is that what he's talking about? The 12-step toolkit app?
No, right here. It's way up there. Right.
Do you want me to say it? I'm going to say it, but I want to see if somebody will come up here on live and say it real quick. We have about 5 minutes left of the show. Anybody got the guts to jump on here live? You can do audio only. You don't have to do video. Recite the 12 steps. Take you 45 seconds. Dun, dun, dun. Let's do this. Come on. Don't be scared. Jump out of your comfort zone. It's part of growing.
Come on. Somebody do it. Do it.
Alicia. I know I can say it, and I read it a few times today just to make sure I could recite it from memory. Nobody? Nobody.
Y'all don't know him? Bump, bump. Aubrey, you've been nominated.
Aubrey, you've been nominated to click the button.
We just need an icebreaker. He nominates Cherie. I think that's how this works. Bump,
Let's pray.
Bump. Pray, pray.
Good job, brother. It's okay.
Lish, you've been nominated to recite the 12 steps.
Oh, really?
Big Hump, you've been nominated.
PD, all right, you guys are scared. I get it. No worries. All right, ready? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Another thing, dear Lord,
We would love to pray for the suffering addict out there. We would love to pray for everybody to get sober and stay sober, dear Lord. In Jesus' precious name I pray, amen.
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 I would, but I don't want to go to NA and do meditation meeting based around. I would, but I don't go to an NA. I go to a meditation based. Well, that's good.
That's good. Recovery's recovery.
Yeah. As long as you're in recovery, I'm happy for you. Petey's all, not me. Not me. All right, y'all. Today's Tuesday. We will be back Thursday, and then we'll get back into our book. Tonight, I just felt on the
I'll look at it,
chest,
Rena.
on the heart today was relapse prevention. I'll probably hit that up quite often because I think it's very vital. Saturday, 3:00 recovery. Make it a point, you guys. Make it a point for you. Those of you who join us on Saturday at 3 to write down a relapse prevention plan. And if you have one, revisit it. And that's going to be the topic Saturday. Thursday, we're going to jump back into our book. Don't forget, you can reach out to us at recoveringaddict.org. Check out our website. We got a ton of merch coming soon. Also, with the super chats that you guys have given us, I talked to a guy here. We're going to go down and we're going to feed some homeless people with that. So thank you for your support there. Until then, you guys know what's up, right? Y'all know what's up.
Do you know what's up?
Do you know what's up, though?
So till next time, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together.